Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to tackle one of the most common questions most beginner guitars have. What guitar should I start with? Acoustic or electric, new or used? Stick around and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. And why I think most beginners should probably start with an electric. Let's get to it. And we're back. Let's start with acoustics. They're a classic choice. You don't need anything else to get started, so an acoustic may be more affordable up front. But there's a catch. Acoustic guitars often have thicker strings, which may make it harder for a beginner to play. They have a bit higher tension in general, again, which may make it a little bit more difficult on new fingers. Some may or may not have a wider fretboard. A lot of them do, but you can get much more comfortable fretboards now and neck sizes. So that may not be an issue for you. Those things combined can make it a little bit harder to play, especially when you're trying to build up calluses and some of the finger strength. But while they're pretty versatile, they may not play all the music you're looking for. They can be great for campfire songs, singer-songwriter type situations, folk, things like that. But if you're really looking to play maybe some rock, some harder stuff, blues, metal guitar, any of those types of things like that in the future, the acoustic's probably not going to get you there, okay? Okay, next, let's talk about electric guitars. Electric guitars overall may tend to have some thinner necks, lighter gauge strings, lower action, lighter tension, which may make it a lot easier on your fingers, okay? Which, when you're starting out, this may not seem like a lot, but it can make a huge difference when you're building up your finger strength, dexterity, and even calluses. When you start to bend notes, these lighter strings make it a whole lot easier to bend those notes where you want them to be. With electrics, they're also a bit more versatile. So you can take your electric, depending on what you like, humbuckers and single coils and different things like that. Plugged into an amp, you can make it sound like just about anything. So no matter what type of music you like to play, you can probably make that happen with an electric guitar and your amp. So you might need a couple more things to get started on an electric guitar. You probably need a pick. Most people will start with a pick, acoustic or electric. You'll need a lead, so a cord that's going to plug into your electric guitar. You're also going to need an amplifier. Now amplifiers can range from small to large, high watt, low watt, tube amplifiers versus digital, transistor amps, things like that. I'd recommend, if you're just getting started, look at some of the smaller watt amps. Some of the pocket, not necessarily pocket, but the mini amps. So a Katana Mini, one of the Blackstar 3-watt amplifiers, things like that. Let's take a look at a couple of those. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of these small amps. So I've got a Boss Katana Mini, and I also have a Blackstar Fly 3-watt. So in this case, this is the JJN, the Jared James Nichols edition. It's just a different look, different color, different grill, but very simple controls. This one will have 2 channels, a clean and a gain channel, overdrive channel. You have a gain, you have a volume. This one you have an EQ that sweeps the mid-range and just kind of the tonal shift. It's their ISF type contour system, which is a little bit different. And then you also have a built-in delay, which you can adjust the level and the time on the delay. The Boss Katana Mini has 3 channels, so a clean, a crunch, and a brown channel. You have gain, volume. In this case, though, you do have bass, middle, and treble. So you do have a 3-band EQ there. And then you also have a delay, which gives you time and level, just like the Black Star. Okay, the last one I want to show you in the minis is the Pocket Go version of the Spark. So this is a Spark Go. It's a small amplifier, has a very small speaker, but really the sound is incredible for the size. This can take you really far, or you can step up to the Mini, and then you can also get the 40 or the new 50 watt Spark. But what's cool about these are more of an all-in-one type amp for you. The app allows you to play backing tracks. You can jam along with it. You can have it create a jam for you or create a backing track for you to practice over. You also have access to a ton of different amp models in here, different effects and everything that you can kind of stack and get some incredible tones here. With this one, you can also set 4 presets. So you can cycle through 4 presets. Anything outside of that, you would have to do it in the app, and you could do it on the fly. You can play music through these as well because this is Bluetooth. And you can do that with the Mini or the standard Spark amps as well. Okay, now, if you don't want to go with the Mini amp, there are some other options out there. I did just see a new Katana that recently came out. It's about $150 range. That looks really good. There's also Black Star 10 watt amps. Fender has some different amps, whether you go with the Mustang, the LT25 or something like that. That's, again, a lower price, but still gives you a lot of the versatility. So there's a lot out there. Take a look around, go to your local store, test some of them out, see what sounds good to you. But remember, when you're just starting out, you need to get a couple good tones that you like and you're going to enjoy and you're going to keep wanting to play with. The next thing I want to talk about is new versus used. New, you can go to the guitar shop, you can order online, you can order from Amazon, you can order from Sweetwater, you can order from Guitar Center, Musicians Friends, all of these different sites that you can order from, or you can go to the store. You probably have a local Guitar Center. You might have a local guitar shop that sells guitars that you can go check out. But when you buy new, you know you're getting, or at least you believe you're getting a new guitar. If you get it in the box, you'll be able to unpack it, you'll be able to see it. They do a very basic setup, but it's still going to probably need a little bit of work. Keep that in mind. Even if you buy a good entry-level or mid-level guitar, they won't be as refined or finished. But oftentimes they'll come with a warranty. You'll know that they've not been kind of beaten up and probably don't have any of the electronic issues. That warranty will help you with some of that. I actually bought my acoustic guitar new, and when I bought it, I did have an issue with the bridge lifting up, and I was able to send that back in for warranty. They repaired it. It's better than it was new for me. Talking about used, this is a used guitar I picked up from somebody. I actually found them on Facebook Marketplace. And when I went to take a look at the guitar, I noticed there were some issues. The pots were very loose. The bridge was not set quite right. He was missing a couple strings on it. It looked very dirty overall. Some of the frets needed a little bit of work. But overall, what that allowed me to do is take this guitar, which I believe runs between $300 and $400, something like that. And I actually got this right around $100. I think it might have been $100 or $125 from an individual. Now, because I could take it home and I could do that work, and I could clean it up, I could clean up the frets, I could clean up the fretboard a little bit and oil it. I could fix the pots, tighten them up, I put new control knobs on there for myself and make all the adjustments that I needed. This was a great playing guitar once I finished up with it. Okay, so this guitar, this was actually purchased used as well. I actually got this from a local pawn shop. I just happened to walk in there on my way home and took a look at the guitar. Sometimes you never know if there's a deal or not. And I seen this one behind the counter. The guy didn't even put it out yet, so I talked to him about it, and I had a small amp. I was going to get an amp with it. I decided not to, but I got this one at a highly reduced price. Again, needing just a little bit of fret work, a little bit of cleanup, and it's worked just fine ever since. When you are looking at used guitars, you have to inspect them. You got to grab them, hold them, make sure there's no warp to the neck, which means you actually have to kind of look down the neck and make sure it doesn't twist. okay? Or twist and bow out or down or something like that. Make sure it's relatively straight. Remember, you can adjust how much it bows up and down, but you can't fix that warp normally. Make sure that the electronics work. So if you're buying an electric guitar, you're probably going to need to take a small amp with you to test out. And if you're really unsure, especially being your first guitar, you might have to take somebody who knows guitars a little bit better to check it out with you and give you some advice on that. So you can, based on your budget, get a really good deal on a used guitar. So you can get a much more expensive guitar at the price of a used guitar, or excuse me, as a beginner guitar, right? So you can go to the store and buy a brand new beginner guitar. You can get a much higher quality guitar at around that same price by buying used. But some are duds, and there's a little more risk in that. Regardless of whether you're going to buy new or used, always take the guitar, put it in your lap, feel the neck, make sure you like how it feels in your hand, make sure you like the style. Ultimately, liking the guitar, liking the way it looks, liking the way it feels, liking the way that it plays. If that inspires you, that's probably going to be your best option. To start wrapping this up, what would I recommend? I think I've already said it, and I think it's pretty clear through the video. I recommend most people start with an electric guitar. I believe they're going to be easier to play for you. They're going to be a little more versatile. They're going to give you an option to play more of what you like, depending on what you like. You have a lot of different styles that you can choose from more traditional Les Paul or Stratocaster styles to all kinds of different types of guitars, whether it's metal-centric guitars, whether it's country guitars. The variety out there is abundant. You can see behind me all the different types of guitars. If it's one that you really like to play, you're going to play it more. Okay, an electric's going to be easier on the hands, and again, just way more versatile. You can play it acoustically, so if you're trying to practice and not bother anybody, you can play it without an amplifier. When you really want to get in and get to practicing, you can play it with an amplifier and hear how it's going to sound, and you can tweak that from clean to overdriven, dirty, or really distorted sound. So there's a lot more versatility to play whatever you want to play. That's it for today's video. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. We're going to keep making content for you, beginner-friendly, intermediate-friendly guitar content to help you along your journey. Hey, let me know in the comments, are you leaning towards acoustic? Are you leaning to electric? Have you already bought your first guitar? Maybe you need some help setting it up, etc. Leave that in the comment section below. Thanks again for joining me. Keep rocking on.